worship. I do. How many worship you? Come on, get those hands in the air. I do worship you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Welcome to the Community Shall Be Restored. I'm your host, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophetess Donetta Banks.
Have a tremendous show for you today, right here on Comcast Channel 90, every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We got a great show for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about Trumponomics. What is Trumponomics? Well, Trumponomics is like Reaganomics, where the president plans on making a lot of cuts and a lot of changes and things to the poor and to the middle class people. What do you think about that, Pastor Donetta? We got the president will begin to take office on, I think, January the 20th, and he has a plan already over the first 100 days to cut a lot of things. I'm talking about cut a lot of things that's already been in existence for years and things like that. He's getting ready to make a lot of cuts, and he's getting ready to make a lot of changes and things to the poor and to the middle class. And we have to talk about these things. It's not going to be all bad. And the reason why it's not going to be all bad is because God is going to intervene, and God has always got, you got to keep in mind, God has always got a ram in the bush that he's going to bring forward. No matter what type of devastation, disaster, or chaos that occurs in your life, or things that that's working for your good now, and that's been good to you, and things like that. But now it has come a time now where these things now are being taken away. I know that the president with HUD, you got Ben Carson has taken over HUD, where you got people in HUD paying $60 a month for rent, $40 a month, $25 a month in HUD. And Ben Carson has taken over HUD, but it's not anything Ben Carson really can do with HUD, because HUD has a 20-year contract with the residents that price that they're paying is going to remain there. It's not going to go up. But if they could get their hands in that, they would make some changes. They would put the hurt on the people. But thank God, there's nothing they can do over the next 20 years because it's under contract. See, you can't go and rearrange and change a contract.
That's true.
A contract stays as is. So God looked out for the people. Now they might try to do something in the 21st year, but for the next 20 years, that contract is sound. But see, God prepared and he blessed the people to be in position like that over the next 20 years. But what do you think about all of this as what I'm speaking?
Well, it's really interesting. Even right now, the Republicans are conservative, and we know the Democrats are liberal. With the House, Congress, all Republican, and now we have that are more Republican than Democratic in the House, Congress, and even now we have a presidential office that's Republican. So you're correct. Even now, President-elect Trump he has his vice president even now working with those in Congress to to redo the Obamacare plan, and they already have coined it the Trump Care plan. And
Trump Care.
even the other day, President-elect Trump's Vice President Pence was saying that they're going to try to make it economical for all people, not just for the Democrats. And then even President-elect Trump, he tweeted that the Obamacare was so expensive that many people couldn't even pay the deposit. So they're in the workings now to just totally eliminate or abominate that plan and put together another plan that will be, they say, more feasible for all people. But we do know that the poor, the seniors, they will suffer because the Republicans, they're liberal, and their liberality is not going to benefit those who are on the lower end of the financial totem pole.
You know, with Trump taking office, even though there is more Republicans in office than Democrats, but that still don't really mean a whole lot, because you got to keep in mind, whatever this man does in office is because God allowed him to do. And that's where the people have to understand, whatever Trump does in office is because God allowed him to do that.
Amen.
See, the enemy, the devil, or any person in your life that don't like you or trying to destroy you, they can't do no more in your life than God allows them to do. Whatever they do in your life, evil or whatever amount of evil that they do in your life, is because the Lord allowed them to do that. But then there's a line. The Lord will draw a line in the sand, but this is how far you can go.
Amen.
But see, we also got to keep in mind, even though there's more Republicans in office than Democrat in Congress. But see, one of the main things what people got to keep in mind is the Republicans is not going to allow, even though Trump is a Republican and you got a lot of Republicans in there, you got to keep this in mind. You got to be able to think. That's why I'm a spiritual father. I can help people think. You got to know that even the Republicans in there, don't you know that they are not going to allow Trump to destroy this country?
Amen. Amen.
Huh? They're not going to allow Trump to destroy this country. They'll veto some things first.
Yes.
And you know, that's rare to see a Republican vetoing another Republican.
Wow.
That's rare. But before they allow this man to destroy this country, they'll veto that thing. They'll veto a lot of stuff first. Now, you may say, well, what are you saying, Bishop? You know, what I'm saying is that we got a man that's the president of the United States that's going to make a lot of erratic decisions. That's even gonna have the Republicans at edge. Like, wait a minute now. Whoa, you scaring me now, bro. Wait a minute now. You scaring me now. What?
Yes, that's true.
And see, ain't no Republican in there go be in agreement with this man constantly getting us into wars and everything.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying?
Amen.
Constantly getting us into wars and battles.
Amen.
Ain't gonna be in agreement with that.
Amen.
Because we can end up losing our life, everybody. We never know when we go home now, because we got somebody in there. I'm not saying it's gonna happen over the next 4 years, but we got somebody in there now, and then this man know the nuclear codes too. That's what's so scary about it.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's scary about it. I mean, it'll be a miracle if we can make it 4 years with him. If this world constantly goes on over the next 4 years and he remains in office over the next 4 years, that would be a miracle. Because why? What do you mean, Bishop? Because this guy is very erratic. You never know what he's going to do. You never know what he's going to do. You never know if this man is going to get mad and try to blow up the world, the whole world. You don't know, because he's just that erratic.
Yeah.
His mind is very unstable, you know, so you don't want to get in somebody in another country not bending, not breaking, because he's built on power, strength, rulership, and he don't have no balance. So, but God is gonna make a way for his people.
Amen. Oh, yeah.
No matter what occurs, no matter what happens, the Lord is gonna make a way. The Lord always got a ram in the bush. And some of the greatest things that you ever want to see is birth and comes forward right out of chaos. Right out of chaos. I can name you some great things done came right out of chaos. Has been birthed. Right out of chaos. Some of the most greatest things, the greatest opportunities is birthed right out of chaos. So don't just trust. We got to trust in God during these times, and we got to pray, because God can stop that man no matter how upset he get. Don't you know God? But I'm gonna tell you, God got a job on his hand with this guy. He got a job on his hand, but God got it. When I say he got a job on his hand, when I say he got a job on his hand, many times this man may want to blow up the world, but God got to step in and boom, change a heart. He might have to change his heart about 50 times over a 2-year period. You know what I mean? He got to work. God gonna work with this brother. You know what I mean? He gonna work because he's so radical. You see what I'm saying? Amen. He's so radical in things. And just like I have worked with some high-tempered people that wanted to destroy me and things. I'm talking about mentally, physically, and everything. And I worked with these people for over a period of years. But I saw God touch that individual's heart about 100 times, boy, because he couldn't allow that dude to destroy me, because God had purpose for my life. So God will soften his heart, boom, 100 times over a 2-year period or a year period, you know, but he had a vicious temper, you know, but that's how God is always in control. He's always in control. I've been on a lot of platforms, governmental platforms. I've been hearing them talk about how, you know, I know your person that you voted for didn't win and things like that, but that's okay. They're not talking about me, they're talking about the whole audience. You know, Trump won. I know you was voting for Hillary. Everybody here was voting for Hillary, but that may be so. But the thing is, God only allowed, when God allowed that man to win, God allowed that man to win for a purpose. There is some type of purpose God has for that man to serve for his time being in office. And one of the things, when Obama endorsed gay marriages, the world had to pay then. Amen. That's the thing where the world had to pay. When he did that, I told y'all that before. I mentioned that many a times. Yes. Have you ever heard me say that? Yes. Before the winter even came, I said I don't know if Trump is going, you know, it looks like Trump may get in there, but the main thing is that the world is going to have to pay because Obama endorsed gay marriages, and the world has to pay. So when great world-renowned leaders make these type of decisions, president of the world make these type of decisions and begin to endorse gay marriages, when their term is up, you got to look out. There's somebody now getting ready to come in there and bring judgment upon the world now. See, Hillary was the better candidate. She is a much better political leader than Trump. Trump don't have the skills she had. She's a much better political leader than Trump. Okay? Yeah. But see, Trump was more suited and fitted to do God's will at this time to bring judgment up on the world. Maybe Hillary wasn't gonna do that. God couldn't touch her heart to do that. All because Obama brought judgment upon the world when he endorsed gay marriages. Had not he endorsed gay marriages, I believe Hillary would have won. Hillary would have won. Because now judgment would not be upon the world. Judgment, just like the reason why the emergency manager of the city of Detroit came here in 2013 or whatever. Anyone have any idea why the emergency manager came here?
Corruption. Yeah.
Corruption from who?
From the leaders.
From who?
Leaders.
From who? Couldn't have been said no better. Now, the emergency manager represented what coming on the city?
Judgment.
Judgment coming on the city. All because, now this is TV, so kind of have to be careful, because we got thousands and thousands of people look at us, you know. So I have to be careful because of just what you said, bro. But that's cool for you saying it because you out there in the audience. But that's cool, that's true in things what you said, because now judgment got to come on the city got to pay. And you see how the city paid, right? Many people that worked all their life getting their pensions taken, right? Getting their pensions taken, all because judgment now got to come on the city. And when judgment comes on the city, even though I didn't do this, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do this in the political office, but who got to pay?
The people.
The people got to pay. Because they are part of the city. They got to pay. You see what I'm saying? So God had to use somebody, and you know, to taking all the pensions now and things like that. But just know that the Lord will make a way. There's going to be cuts that's coming. Funds is not going to be allocated to the city like they once were. All type of cuts. It's going to all type of cuts and productive programs for the community and for the people. It's going to be cut. It's going to be taken away. But don't you know that God always has a ram in the bush? God want to show you. God want to show you. See, this is a time where God go get glory. Even though this was taken away from you, this was taken, that may be taken, this may be taken, that may be taken. But God go come out of nowhere, right out of nowhere, right out of the midst of chaos, and present people opportunities that were stolen and taken from them. You see, because one thing about God, God, as a man, I'm talking about as a man or a woman of God, you a man or a woman of God, God always brings restitution to his people.
Praise God.
It may not come in this season or that season. And you know what restitution is? Restitution, let's break that down. Restitution is something that rightfully belonged to you or was taken away. It's so many blessings coming to me now, it's unbelievable. Restitution. But God always brings restitution. Not just to me. He gonna bring it to his people. You're a child of God. Look for restitution to come for you.
Amen.
Come to you. It don't matter what was taken away. I'm talking about restitution. God gonna give you something back what's rightfully yours.
Amen.
See, restitution is like a boomerang. You know what a boomerang is? You can throw that thing. It's coming what?
Right back.
It's coming right back to you. That's where a boomerang is. Restitution, somebody can come and take something from you and move to a planet where nobody is, 10 million miles away from him. Nobody has ever been there. Nobody's on that planet but them. And they got a mindset and a goal and a plan they will never come back to you or never come back your way what they took from you. But because God is in the business of bringing restitution, they ain't gotta come back. Because God will go where they at and go take it from them and bring it back to you. That's why it's a thing called restitution.
Amen. That's really powerful. And you know, like you said, there's always opportunity in chaos. And so this judgment that's coming on the world, it is for the world. If you are a believer in Christ and you are in the will of God, God has a totally different plan for us, the believers. We are not under the judgment of the world, for we love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. And anyone that loves the world is in enmity with God. Now, God has great things in this year, 2017. We should have had your book because of this, the 7 years of Promised Land's blessings.
Is it on point?
Oh yes, it is, and we should have had it right here so you could go purchase it. The 7 years of Promised Land Blessings is a book that Prophet Banks.
Let them know where they can purchase it at.
Amen. And you can purchase it at any Bible bookstore that's in Detroit. You can go to Baker's, you can go to Globe, you can go to even at DeQuinder and 11 Mile. And in this book, he speaks about the blessings that's coming to the body of Christ.
When did I write this book?
You wrote that book back in 14, I believe. It came out.
When did it go on the market?
It went on the market in 14 because it was from year 2015 to 2021. And so in that book, it talks about restitution. It talks about promotion. It talks about what God is going to do in government. Prophet Banks brings out all types of revelations that he's gotten from the Lord. And see, he's a major prophet, not a minor prophet. A major prophet hears from the throne of God. And so we can rest in the blessings. And then if you are in the church and you are under a mantle like we have an apostolic prophetic mantle which entrusts us, which gives us the word of the Lord. And so we do know this is the year of the believer. This is the year of victory. But it is not going to come nigh thy dwelling. 1,000 shall fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it is not going to come near you if you are in the will of God. God has blessings in store for us. This is a year of release. God is going to release blessings after blessings, things that were held up, that were captivated by the legislation of the devil. Now God is having it released to us in this year of 2017. So you should not be depressed. You should be excited about what God is going to do. Like we are here at the Heart of Jesus International Deliverance Church. You East 7 Mile and you will hear the word of the Lord. We are in one of the most blessed times that we could ever be in. Right now, while chaos, all these things are going on in the world, it will not come nigh us. All the blessings that we have been praying, all the fasting, all the tests that you have passed, all the tears that you have cried, and the endurance you have to go through. Listen, this is your year. This is your year of release. This is your year. Prosperity, promotion, increase, restitution, restoration, and it's all mentioned in the prophet's book. So I'm just really excited, prophet, about what God is doing in this year 2017, because I know, amen, it will not come nigh my dwelling. And if you are in faith and believing in God and trusting in the Lord, I tell you what, and you have been serving the Lord, amen, it will not come nigh thy. And if you even repent for what you have been doing, God will have a grace and mercy on your life, amen, where you will be getting the crumbs from the table of those of us who have been true servants of the child as a child of the Lord. And so just trusting God, like the prophet is saying, I tell you what, there's going to be change after change. God is going to bring in great things for us this year. Amen. And so I'm just excited, prophet.
One of the great things that the Lord is going to do this year, look at the church that you may be in. We get thousands of people that look at this TV show every Saturday night. Look at the church that you are in. I want you to write down the things what I'm getting ready to say. Look at the church you are in. Look, whatever today's date is, January the 14th. Mark it down, mark it on your refrigerator or whatever. Look at the church you are in. Look at where the church is now. This is a crucial year. 2017 is a year where whatever you can tell if your leader is a true leader of God this year, it's going to show up. Now I'm going to tell you how you can tell, because this year, 2017, if you are truly sitting up under a true pastor of God that's living right, your pastor is going to soar this year like he or she ain't never soared before ever. talking about in 18. I'm talking about in 17. You can hold me to that. They go take off and soar like they ain't never soared before. And as they take off and soar, the blessings go come down to you. You go get the spillover. It's going to trickle down to you. They go take, that's going to be the big sign right there. That's the sign right there that they going to take off and soar and prosper like they ain't never prospered before. I'm talking about the pastor you sit up under, because God always blesses the pastor of the church first. The blessing falls on them first. And then it spills over to the congregation. It spills over to the congregation. Once you see that pastor soaring and taking off like they ain't never took off before, you know you in the right place. All you got to do is stand still now. The blessing gonna fall on you. It's just gonna fall on you. You ain't gotta ask for it. You ain't gotta pray for it. Because you know you in it. There's no way you can be in the right place and God moving by his spirit and prospering the leader. And you know, see when God prospering the leader don't get all the blessings. The congregation, just like when Joshua came into when Joshua came into the promised land, the children of Israel, they came into the what?
The promised land too.
They came into the promised land too. They came into a land of what?
Milk and honey.
Milk and honey. They came into a land of milk and honey. Joshua was the one who brought them there.
Amen.
But because Joshua brought them there, they came into what?
Their promised land.
They came into the promised land. They came into milk and honey. Milk and honey is a prosperous land.
Yes.
See, if once the pastor get there, those in that congregation who God ain't removed, the blessing is just going to spill over now. Just going to fall on them. Don't be scared. It's just going to fall on them.
Amen.
Amen.
It's just going to fall on them. Don't worry about how. You going to come in, huh?
Just wait on your blessing.
Just wait. You said, I just see you waiting on blessings, bro. I just see I'm just seeing like, okay, I'm waiting on mine. Give me mine. Give me mine. I see you ready, bro. I just see it. What a dynamic show today.
Amen.
Here on the Community Shall Be Restored television show. You know, God is going to take care of his people. You don't have to fear. The Lord is going to take care of his people. The Lord is going to make a way. I've been your host today, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophetess Dinetta Banks.
And we will see you next Saturday at 8 p.m. right here on the Community Shall Be Restored television show. This is a TV show which bringing major resources to the community. We'll see you next Saturday at 8 p.m.
Can I get a witness?